welcome to my next bump date video. I have these two with me today because I hijacked their sofa to use for the video, so Holly is a little bit clingy as you can see. But yes, I am now 16 weeks pregnant and I've been doing these bump dates about every 4 weeks because I'm finding that that is a good amount of time for enough to have happened to make a video. I think weekly we're doing it much and could get a little bit boring. So, what is touching me? Must be weird. So yeah, I'm doing them every 4 weeks. So the last one was 12 weeks. So yeah, basically I'm now into my second trimester. I'm about 3 weeks in, and unfortunately my sickness has not stopped. Everyone was telling me how once I got to the second trimester it would be all great and I would have no sickness, but unfortunately that has not been my experience. My sickness actually got worse at 12 weeks and it was particularly bad from about 12 to 14 weeks. That was when it really peaked, and then it has kind of improved the past couple of weeks now, but still been sick very regularly. So I'm hoping that maybe it'll start to ease off now as I get past the 16-week marker, but who knows. I'm managing okay. I'm not, although I'm being sick, I'm still able to eat. It's more if I don't eat in time or something, then it makes me be sick, but I'm usually able to keep food down, so I'm managing it okay. But it would be nice if it stopped soon, to be honest, just to have a break from it. I will never take for granted again that I am able to go through a day without being sick, because I'm so used to it now. So since the last update there's been a few things happen. One thing is that I started antenatal classes around 15 weeks. Now the ones I'm going to, I've arranged to go to privately. They're not through my trust or anything like that. It's called Daisy birthing classes that I've started going to, and I've been to 2 so far. So it's basically a weekly course and you do it for 6 weeks, but I wanted to start pretty early so I could do the course twice, because I do have a lot of anxieties around pregnancy because of having a previous miscarriage, and I just don't know a lot about birthing and everything, so I want to be well prepared. And I had heard that Daisy was really good for building your confidence. They don't push natural birth only, like unmedicated, but they try to help you have a positive birth experience. And I would like to, I'm not going to go into birth with any kind of completely rigid plans about what I want, but I would like to try and be as prepared as possible to have as few interventions as I can, but also be open to the idea if I do have to have interventions. So I'm just finding that the classes are really good. You do an exercise segment which is kind of like yoga, breathing exercises that can be used for labour, and then each week we're learning about a different part of labour and delivery. Like week 1 we did just a bit of it generally about birth and some of the fears we might have, and last week was all about the cervix, and I think next week's about medication that'll be available. So it's really good for someone like me who is a first timer and basically has no experience or knowledge about birth. So that's been quite a nice development since my last update. A not so nice update was that we had a bit of a scare with the baby. As you'll know if you've watched my previous updates, we did have a previous miscarriage before this baby. It was quite an early miscarriage at 5 weeks. So we're well past that stage now. However, last week on Monday morning, I woke up, it was about maybe 4 in the morning, and I woke up to go to the toilet, as you have to do when you're pregnant, and I discovered that I was having a bleed, which was extremely scary, because I've been through a miscarriage before. That was the first thing I thought of, and to be honest, straight away I thought I was losing the baby, and I went in and told my husband, and we were both pretty upset because we'd been through it before, and I suppose it was very hard not to just think the worst, because in all the movies and everything, when that happens it means it's all over. So it was a horrible experience, but I basically freaked out a bit, and then I decided to use my home Doppler. I knew that if I could hear the heartbeat, it didn't necessarily mean everything was fine, but it would give me some reassurance that the baby was still alive even for that time. Even if something was wrong, there was still a chance. So I used my Doppler, and we were able to find the heartbeat right away, which was reassuring. But we were still freaking out, and we still thought that things were going badly. So basically we rang our doctor on call and got advice from them, and they advised me to go to the emergency department. So we rushed up there. It was about 5 in the morning, and we were seen pretty quickly, and Bobby's leaning on me so much. We were seen pretty quickly, and the nurse was lovely. She was really reassuring, and she told me that, you know, sometimes this can happen, and it's not you're losing the baby, it could just be something related to the placenta or just an unexplained bleed. So that reassured me a bit, but I still am quite a pessimistic person, so I was preparing for the worst. Basically she booked me in for a scan that morning at 9 o'clock, so we were sent home. We had to wait at home for a few hours before going in for a scan, so we just were kind of praying together and, you know, hoping that everything would be okay. And meanwhile, the stress and the tiredness of being up early triggered my sickness really badly, so I was vomiting loads that morning, which I didn't know if it was a good sign, because it could have still meant that, you know, I still get morning sickness, which was a good thing, or I was worried that it was so severe because something was going wrong. So I don't know, it was a weird one. But basically, long story short, we went back up to the hospital and got scanned, and the baby looked absolutely fine. There was nothing wrong with the placenta, there was nothing wrong with the baby, there was no sign of any bleeding in the womb, so there was basically no explanation for why it happened, which was kind of hard in a way, because I think I would have felt better if they'd have been able to tell me, okay, this caused it or that caused it, but they weren't able to do that. So she just advised that I rested for a few days, and thankfully by this time the bleeding had pretty much stopped. So I just took a week to rest, and some of you would have saw that on Instagram and everything, but I just rested all week, and then I was seen by my consultant last Thursday, 4 days after, and got another scan, and everything looked fine then too. The baby was still wriggling around and was measuring a good size, and there was basically no issues. So they just said it could just be something that's unexplained, and apparently it happens quite a lot in pregnancy. And it's funny because since it happened, it's amazing the amount of people who have told me it happened to them too. So it's obviously more common than you maybe think, but it was still a very, very scary experience, and I suppose it made us realise just how much we really want this baby. Obviously we knew that before, but it just brought it home how much we already love it and can't wait to meet it. So yeah, that was a tough experience last week, but that is really all I have to update on. My symptoms are still much the same. I'm having some nosebleeds, which is to do with the amount of volume of blood in my body or something, and nothing to worry about. So there's that. And basically I've made the decision, and I haven't really ridden since Dubai, and like I was on Murphy once, but just walked him around. But I pretty much have decided after that experience last week that I'm not really going to risk riding again. I know there's loads of people who do it right through pregnancy, and I've no issue with that, but I think for me personally, and the way this pregnancy is going, I just don't want to risk it, and it's only a short time to give up riding, so it's worth sacrificing that to make sure that I do everything I can to make this pregnancy progress and to protect the baby. So sorry, there probably won't be any new riding videos or photos for a while, but Murphy will most likely go out to the field in a few months' time if I can get somewhere for him, and have a little bit of a holiday and then come back into work, you know, at the end of summer after the baby's arrived. So it'll not do him any harm, he'll probably love having a break. So that's pretty much it for this week. I will do my bump shot for you guys. Just it has grown quite a bit since the last video, and then I will probably do my next video around 20 weeks.